Welcome back to Silph, right, guys?
Yo, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Yo, it's Gravity. What's up? What's up?
It's a it's
Doing
a
well.
it's a good start for you, Thomas, right?
Oh, a great start. A great start.
So you want to walk us through at all what the Lunar Cup meta was when you first thought about here? I'll throw your team up on the screen too, so people can see what you ran to get your
the
5-0
Lunar Cup
sweep.
meta. Can we bring up the typings once again?
Sure, yeah. Let me throw that right over.
Typings are bug, dark, electric, ghost, and grass allowed. Just right off the bat, this gives kind of like catacomb vibes, especially if you see like what's best. Like if you look at PV poke, like a lowland graveler is on top. You have some grasses, it's just catacomb all the way. Frostlass is high up, which was really good in catacomb as well. You have some dark types. We had like an Umbreon in catacomb, so I really like that meta. So this was looking like a good one also, and they banned Whimsicott, which is amazing, I think, because otherwise it would have been a big RPS fest with
Yes.
Charm, Dark, Poison, Steel, and because Whimsicott is banned, I think you don't see much Steel at the moment, though I did bring a Scavalier because it is quite nice, but more about that later. Also banned, what I really like is they banned Pachirisu, because it's a very unavailable XL. Just like Volaby, you know, it's also it's not even that strong, I think, but it's just I think it's nice. They ban like these very hard to get Pokemon.
I think the Volaby ban was really to avoid the Mandibuzz Volaby core.
Yeah,
That would have
Oh,
been,
smart,
like,
yeah.
really
True.
harsh to deal with.
that would force everyone to run like 3 Mandibuzz answers basically
Yeah.
to avoid getting beaten by that. Because even Mandibuzz is the king of this meta. To be honest, it is insane how strong this thing is. Its hardest counters are like Galvantula, Graveler, Magnezone, the electric types basically. Frostlass does okay versus it, not really a counter though. You have people running Charm Raichu to counter it as well. I'm not a fan of it, but Manabuzz does great against, or doesn't do great against them. It does okay versus them. Like,
Yeah.
it
Well,
can
the thing
chip
is,
them.
yeah, all the electrics are pretty squishy in Great
They
League,
are.
so it's like even though they're hard countering the Mandibuzz is so thick, and then these are so squishy that if Mandibuzz has a little bit of an energy advantage,
Yeah, exactly.
it's still bad.
For instance, I don't think the Alolan Graveler can tank to Dark Pulse.
No, it's very, very close. I think with the Snarls, that does knock it out. And I think Manibus can even take a Stone Edge, so it is pretty insane. So if you can go back to the team,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, that is exactly where I started. I did really want the Mandibus there. It was just, you know, the best pick, basically.
I have so many questions about this team, so yeah, walk me through this thought process.
So
here.
many questions.
Well, mostly on movesets, like Crustle. I know that PB Poku's in the chat. Hello, Matt. Has it as Smackdown on the Crustle. I always like Fury Cutter on it just because I like getting to those charge moves so quickly. But what are you running?
Fury Cutter is an interesting choice. Does a lot better versus some of the dark types like Zweilers and Obstagoon. But no, I was running it with Smackdown mainly as another Mandibus counter alongside my Graveler. You know, I wanted 2 good answers for Mandibus, and I also like Crustle because it's like an Obstagoon plus Mandibus core breaker almost, and there's not much that does that. Like you see the best Mandibus answers. Well, I guess like Galvantula does it as well, but others like Graveler, like Magnezone, they don't do that well versus Goon. So I like the Crustle there. Also, when we're talking about things like Heracross, Crustle does okay there as well. So that's why it's nice. And then the Graveler again, it's just a very good generalist as well. Besides Golurk, or I think there's some other ground types as well. I'm not sure which, but I think Golurk is basically the only real answer for Alolan Graveler. Even the Obstagoon, the Escav I have on my team, they don't hard counter a Graveler actually. I think Obstagoon, if you get like 2 Vultures advantage, you get a Stone Edge off, you kill it. Same with Escav, you hit a Stone Edge, you kill it. So
Interesting.
you actually win the once there, because you get to a Rock Blast and a Stone Edge before Escav gets to 2 Durants, which is pretty insane. But yeah, I did run 2 counter users because I noticed the whole meta pretty weak to counter. Ghost types are there, but they're not that commonly ran. And counter is just an OP move. So running 2 counter users I thought would be a great idea. I really like Escavalier because it's also pretty decent against Menibus, as is Obstagoon. And I just ran Golurk as a 6th, just because it's cool. Honestly, there's not much thought into the 6 pick. I just thought it's good against Crustle, it's good against Graveler, it's good against Escav. Those will be common picks. Though you will see later on, there's a lot of teams that just have like 3-4 dark types even, and it just doesn't. And a Frostlass.
Can beat Obstagoon, the Golurk as well, depending the moveset you are running on it.
Yeah, it's running Mud Slap and Dynamic Punch, of course, with Shadow Punch. So
Spleen is really mad at you that we're doing this video featuring the Golurk. He wanted it to be his spice pick.
Yeah, it's super funny because like your team is like super close to the team I'm like thinking about right now. Only changes are that I'm like going with a LOL and Geodude instead of the Graveler.
Okay.
And
is it just because it's spicy, or does it have some matchups over Graveler?
Well, it's less good, I think, than the Graveler. But I've been like working on my best buddy level 50. So yeah, it's you can use it, and actually it has access to Rock Slide instead of
nice.
Rock Blast, and it's just a better move. So you can if you can switch some matchups because Rock Slide is going to do a bit more damage.
That's nice.
Than the Rock Blast. And double counter user, I'm more into Heracross at the moment.
Yeah, Heracross is good, especially with Rock Blast. It has a lot of play versus like small Menibus.
Exactly. So that's what I have in mind, but I still need to do some practice. To check on ground. I also like the Ariados. I think it can be a great pick as well.
Definitely.
I see, Thomas, I don't know if you saw Martin in the chat. He's like, oh, he's going to brag again about how he beat me for the first time in his life. So, spoiler alert here.
He knows this isn't true. Beat him many times. I think there's a video on my PvP Academia's channel. I think it's titled like who's the best Dutch battler or something. Well, I think that video didn't give the right answer. Just watch today's video. We'll
see the true answer here. Maybe we'll have to put a new video out saying new champion.
Yeah. But no spoilers. So.
Yeah.
But yes, we will be facing Eloquence in the 5th round. It will be pretty hype.
Hello, Kevin. Welcome in. Also, Luis, thank you for the follow. We were in the middle of a discussion, so I didn't want to interrupt. But yeah, we appreciate everyone that's checking this out.
But yeah, sure. Welcome everyone.
Let's jump into the matchup for the first round here. Tell us about the team comp. It looks actually like kind of threatening in a way, but no flyers. But really trying to counter the flyer there with the Crustle and the Lowland Graveler.
Yeah, and the Chestnut is likely running Smackdown as well, which is actually kind of troublesome for my team because Smackdown Chestnut can beat Menibus in some shield scenarios. It beats Crustle, beats Graveler. It does okay versus Goon and Escav, and then it also has Energy Ball to hit my Golurk. So kind of a threat, but like Menibus and honestly even both fighters do pretty okay versus it. So that's what I'm planning. And besides that, he's running 2 dark types. He's running Crustle. He's running Graveler. Escav is very, very strong here. So definitely running that. And like the only thing to really counter my counter users is like Roserade. So I think what I end up doing here is I think I go Menibus double counter. Just use Obstagoon as a safe swap. The worst thing I can see is like Roserade. Roserade does beat Obstagoon, but I'll bring it low, and then after Roserade is gone, farm it down with Mandy, and then Escavalier can sweep. That was the whole plan going into this match.
All right, well let's jump into it then and see if your prediction skills were correct.
Yes. Well, I hope I remembered correctly. Actually, I don't remember
That's
everything I do this tournament, but I think that's what I ran.
yeah, that's definitely how I would have played it. Also, I mean, bait out the Roserade, and then the other counter user can sweep in the back.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, but it also makes sense for my opponent to see that. So maybe he'll try to hard counter that somehow.
Okay, so let's find out if it's and indeed it's a SmackDown here in the lead, and you're running a Snarl Mandibuzz, so also interesting choice. You prefer the Snarl over the Air Slash Mandibuzz?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if I prefer it just yet, but I really like it in this meta because again, with Snarl, it's just so incredibly flexible. Even against its counters like Crustle and Graveler, Snarl Mandibuzz gets incredibly close. And well, Air Slash kind of struggles. I'm also running Dark Pulse because it just does slightly more damage than Foul Play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this matchup is very okay for Mandy.
Yeah, and this is going to be a superpower. Obviously, you can tank it, and you swap aggressively to the Obstagoon, and your opponent is answering with a Svailus, so very positive for you at this stage.
This is really, really good. Yeah, I wanted to keep that Mandibuzz with a little bit of health, just in case there's a Roserade. I can still maybe get over an Aerial Ace. They bring in the Svailus against my Obstagoon here, so probably no Roserade. Maybe a hard Mandibuzz answer in the back, like it's Graveler or Crustle maybe.
Yeah, and they're shielding the body slam in order to have some to keep some else, and in the back, it's the Umbreon if I saw correctly.
Yeah, I'm sure up the body slam because I was expecting something weaker or another thing weak to Obstagoon in the back, so no reason to let it go just yet. And I was right, it is the Umbreon. So this is already basically game over.
Yeah, this game is over because, but you could let's see if your opponent is going to give you some intelligence here, showing that he's going for the foul play. So yeah. I like the play actually to not reveal if he's carrying Psychic or Last Resort.
Exactly. When you're losing or even when you're winning games, you always want to try to give away as little information to your opponents as possible. So my opponent didn't give away his moveset, and I didn't give away my third Pokemon there. So we both kept some stuff hidden, which, well, I think keeping my third Pokemon like a secret there will really help me in the following matches. And him not revealing his Last Resort, honestly, is not that big, but it is good practice just not to show it.
Yeah, exactly. Even though I do believe he's running Last Resort in such a dark meta, it makes sense to go with Last Resort if you are running Umbreon.
I agree. All right. I think next battle I should do the exact same thing. Mandibuzz lead, Obstagoon in the swap, lead it to the Svailus, which is not amazing for Snarl Mandy. Bring my fighter, and in comes a Crustle. Yeah,
exactly. You bet out the Crustle, and this is it's, let's say, what I call a neutral matchup.
I get the boost.
You got the boost, so this is super nice. So you're definitely shielding what should be X Scissor.
Yeah. Even if I don't get the boost here, like this is fine for me. This is not a horrible matchup for Obstagoon even though the X Scissors do super effective. The Night Slash and counters just really add up. But that boost allows me to win this matchup, which is just, oh my god, that's disgusting.
Double boost. So definitely now.
I didn't remember this. Double boost.
Shielding and farm down.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, that feels bad. I am not a fan of the boost, to be honest, but it does feel good when you get it. Look at this! Look at this sketch!
This is really nice. I was just about to tell you that if he comes back with the Svailus, it's crazy, but actually that's a great catch on the Roserade. But
I have no Night Slash.
Yeah, this Night Slash should be enough to KO, and now you can just switch to a Scav and not showing the
not showing the third always. Even though I've already won 2 games, I always try to win the third as well, so I wanna keep as much information hidden as possible. Yeah, just get up
here. Exactly, and that's his stage. This game is over. So first of all, be prepared to face some double counter in Lunar.
I think if there's one thing I learned from his whole tournament is that counter users are just incredibly strong. They are
Second
just
thing
incredibly
is
strong.
the
You
boost is
definitely wanna be
disgusting.
prepared for them. Yeah, freaking disgusting boost. It was, yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, if you're the opponent, you just kind of have to shake your head at that point and say, well, there's really nothing I can do.
Exactly, exactly. Be
But-
prepared. Be prepared for that boosted gun in your games.
So for the sake of time, we usually, if only, I know you said you always try to win the third, but we're not showcasing all three. So we're going to move on to the second opponent here. But that was a very solid, comfortable win for you. So you're already feeling the Lunar Cup a little bit. Like you said, it has Catacomb vibes, so you're maybe already just kind of getting back into the swing of things there a little.
Exactly, exactly. Feeling good about my team. Next opponent, bring a Breloom, which is interesting. But actually kind of scary as well, because Breloom beats Crustle, beats Graveler really hard, beats Obstagoon really hard. Pretty damn good for his S-Cavalier. Golurk doesn't want to get hit by I think it runs Seed Bomb or Grass Knot.
Yeah.
That hurts. And then Mandibuzz, I mean, I'm running Strawl, so it's not amazing, but Aerial Ace, of course, basically one-shots Breloom because it's very, very squishy. And then there's the Raichu, and when I was looking at this team, I thought, oh, this is a double Volt Switch team with Galvantula and Raichu, but no, there's actually a Charm Raichu, which is spicy. Really, really interesting. But one thing I am noticing about this team is Escav is just really, really strong. Only has to worry about Galvantula, basically. But even Galvantula, like, it can't take a Mega Horn. It's so squishy. Juron also does a lot, so I think I use Escav as like a save or like just like a pivot in this game. Lure out the Galv. I can burn a shield, and if they don't have Galv, it is very it can usually just take switch even against the Mandibuzz, because Mega Horn after the buff does so much freaking damage. It is really strong.
Well, let's check it out.
Let's see, let's see. I think I lead something strong to Galvantula here, and then I probably have Escav, Mandy in the back.
Alright.
I think that's what I do. Oh, it's the cross on to Breloom. This is bad. So I go into Escav.
Well, like you said, you wanted to use Escav as your pivot here, so...
Yeah, they stay in. So they must not have a great answer to Escav, which I'm fine with, because now get rid of the Breloom, and once the Breloom is gone, they don't really have anything great versus Crustle.
Oh!
I make a mistake. I make a mistake and I overtap right there. Oh, I had like so much energy.
I think that's always the hard part, though, is like in matchups where you don't really know for sure. You know, like it's not often that you're facing a Breloom, so you're like, maybe this will take them out, maybe not.
Wait, you never faced Breloom?
Oh, yeah, I'm obviously not playing the right battles here.
But yeah, it was just kind of wild matchup, of course. But yeah, Crustle into his wireless here is kind of nice. It's kind of nice because his X scissors do hit for super effective.
And they go straight for the Dark Pulse, knowing that it will do way more damage, but luckily you shield it, and they have a switch immediately into this Raichu, catching the move, but
very happy they switched this in, because I have Mandibuzz in the back, and if I switch or Charm, this is bad for Mandy, and it's Charm, so I'm staying in, doing as much damage as possible. Don't get to another X scissor, unfortunately.
So what are you feeling at this point? You have no shields left. This Raichu, even though it has Charm, it's going to get a lot of energy here.
I thought this game was over. Honestly, I think this game is over. You know, I'm gonna have to try to farm this down and get the 2 moves versus Zwilus, because this Zwilus also doesn't have much energy, has a little bit. I end up being able to snarl it down.
Oh my goodness.
1 HP. I go for the Aerial Ace here. I think this gets very close to knocking out this Zwilus. He does have a shield though, but I have 2 Aerial Aces. Decides to no-shoot the first one. It's kind of strange, but I don't think would have made it.
Man.
It's a very close game.
That was really 1 HP left there on that. I also thought that you were over when that Charm Raichu was in, because I was like, oh, if it has Wild Charge or something too, then you're toast.
Exactly. With Charm Raichu, luckily, usually you runs Thunder Punch and Brick Break.
Oh yeah, that's true. You want to get to the moves as quickly as possible.
Exactly. So I think Charm on the Raichu kind of cost him the game right there. I think it's an interesting pick. I've seen it in like other practice battles I did as well, and it's nice for like Mandibuzz, Obstagoon, Zwilus, the Charm. But Volt Switch is just generally way better versus Mandy. So I'm not sure I'm sold on it yet, but it is a very interesting pick for sure.
All right, well, let's see what you guys decided to do game 2, leading that Breloom again, and you kind of predicted it, or you just got lucky here with the SCAV in the lead?
Well, I just decided to go with SCAV lead, just something really, a generalist pick. Whatever they lead, I'm kind of fine with it. First versus Golf, I would probably be able to burn a shield, and if it's Breloom, like I just stay in, burn a shield there with Duran, and then now I don't have switch, but I have shield advantage, and I'll just bring in Mandy right here to farm it down most likely.
Nice, and you learned your lesson and actually threw your charge move this time, so good on you.
Exactly. I think I do end up shooting this though, because Dynamic Punch from Breloom does hurt. So keeping my Mandy alive. They just straight up switch in Zwilus right here. Which makes me believe they have a better answer to Mandibuzz in the back. So I'm kind of expecting either the Galvantula or the Raichu again. So even though Crustle here is actually a better answer, I'm staying in. Because I'm expecting my Crustle to have a lot of play in the back. Even if it's not a Galvantula or Raichu, like Crustle has play against everything but the Breloom. And that's out of the way now. So yep. I'm fine either way.
Yeah, I think one more move and that Breloom is gone. They immediately switched out, which was nice. Maybe they're going to try to use it as a Sax while plater, so something to be wary about. But yeah, like you said, this is pretty much just a kind of a neutral matchup. But since you kind of had an energy advantage already, at least you'll be in a good position here, forcing them to use their last shield.
Yep. Go for another aerial ace right here. This will, I think, knock out their Zwilus. Ooh, barely doesn't. This body slam will knock out my Mandibuzz, that's for sure. Oh, yes. I remember this. He fat fingered that move because he got a fall.
Oh, that is rough. But even so, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really gonna matter because I get to the rock slide right here and just knock him out. But look at how much these charms are doing.
Too much.
The non-stab smackdowns actually do less than the charms from Raichu, or the stab smackdowns do less than the non-stab charms from Raichu, which is kind of insane. Yeah. It's kind of insane.
It's almost as gross as a double boosted Obstagoon.
Well, yes. Well, honestly, not quite, but yeah. It is gross. It is very, very gross.
But that's interesting, like you kind of said with the Whimsicott being banned from it, which kind of took away a little bit of that RPS, but even still, people are going to try to find some charm alternatives. So
yeah, but I think the nice thing about Charm Raichu, as someone that plays against it, is that it doesnn't do that much damage as like Stab Charm. So even your Dark types, as long as you're running Zwilus, because it's double super effective, of course. Even Obstagoon, even Mandibuzz, honestly has play against it, and it's just not that crazy high damage that it just beats everything in a 2 shields, which is nice.
Indeed. Looks like Charm Raichu is actually getting some love in the chat, so I'm interested to see if anyone else is considering running it as well. Ooh, your third opponent. This is also a friend of the channel.
Any other Charmers besides Raichu, actually?
Interesting. We should look it up.
Leopard.
Leopard? Oh, that's a dark type, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, exactly. And he has charm, but even like that, it's so squishy that I think you should be able only to do two charms on the Obstagoon or something like that.
Yeah, having that fighting weakness is amazing.
Yeah. Agreed. So now you're up against CO is a beast, which we learned halfway through the season. It's not Koiza beast.
Is it CO? I also call him Ko is a beast.
Yep.
Is it CO is a beast?
CO is a beast. Yeah.
Oh, CO is a beast. Yeah, really great battler actually. Really good battler. So I'm excited for these battles. Pretty interesting team as well.
Beer Bitcher. Good evening to you as well. Is this a Dutch thing, Beer Bitcher? No, probably not.
This is, I think, no, Erdbeerbecher, that's German.
German, okay.
I think.
One of these throaty languages.
It's Strawberry Cup.
Okay. So here we're seeing a couple things that we've been talking about earlier. This is the first time we're seeing the Heracross. So that also means that because the Heracross was in raids, but it was always above the limit used for Great League. So it's also kind of a mod that is more
CO is a
difficult to
beast
get.
is American, so he
American.
might be close to. He might be living in the Heracross area, or he's close to it. So he probably has it's a pretty good one, and it's also a really big threat for my team. Actually, it beats Crustle. Well, it's actually kind of close to Crustle, though the Rock Blast does really hurt. But Smackdown's really hurt. Heracross back. Graveler just destroys. Obstagoon, it just eats up. Escav is a pretty damn good matchup for it as well. Mandibus, it's not bad because I'm running Snarl and like counters plus Rock Blast really add up. And then Golurk is actually my best matchup there because it's the counters, the Rock Blast, the Mega Horn, the Close Combat, whatever they have is resisted or double resisted. And the Mud Slaps are also resisted, but only single resisted.
Yeah, but they have that Umbreon and Frostlass that also kind of threatens that Golurk to kind of hide a little bit.
I mean, not just that Frostlass, the Umbreon, the Roserade is scary as well. So Golurk looks like a risky pick.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope we get to see some Golurk action at some point, but maybe this isn't the match.
Yeah. I'm also curious to see. Obviously the Frostlass doesn't have a lot of play against your team, but it's an interesting pick to see for the first time tonight. And I'm curious to see if he's going to use the Wormadam Trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wormadam Trash is a really interesting pick. I think. I don't think it really works against my team. I think if you face like a team with like a Heracross and like a Crustle and a Graveler, I think you do very well against all three of those. And it gets Bug Buzz, so it has some play against the Dark types as well. I am assuming it is Running Confusion actually, but it could be Bug Bite as well for those Dark types.
Yeah, I think that PV Poke maybe can confirm if he's still in the chat. I think he suggested to run it with Bug Bite.
Yep, I think so too.
That is very nice against Dark types.
For this cup. Yeah.
Oh, and also, Kev, in Antwerp, everyone has a Heracross. Just ask Lundberger. You mean thanks to Lundberger and my travels to Brazil and Florida, but don't worry about it. You're welcome, everyone. You're just not allowed to use it against me in battle. That's the only exception.
Oh, man.
All right.
So you're just gonna create like a very Heracross weak team?
Yes, and then say no one is allowed. Okay, here we go. Round 3, CO is a beast versus ThoTechtical.
Yes. I don't think I run the Golurk game 1. I think I'm just gonna try to beat that Heracross with like my Mandibus and my Crustle. I think Crustle in general actually looks really strong here. Loses to I think Hera and Grav, but like it's okay. Yeah. And I lead my Graveler into the Heracross versus off, but I just switch to my Crustle.
Not the best lead indeed for you, and you are swapping to the Crustle, and he's staying in with the Heracross, which I assume is good for you.
This is really good for me. They throw a move, but I'm just gonna shoot it up and throw my X-Scissor right here. This should knock out the Heracross, I think. Even though it's resisted, but they shoot it up, which is really good for me as well.
Probably shielding, and this time CMP tying here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it go, because with the Heracross out of the way, my Graveler is actually damn strong. So I'm just gonna farm it down. But his counters already do so much. It's like 30% of my health.
And here comes the Umbreon. You're probably going, straight Stone Edge, expecting a no shield on his side because Umbreon is damn tanky and swapping into the Mandibuzz.
In comes the Frostlass, and this is a pretty even matchup. But I have to, like normally if you run Foul Play, actually they hit 3 avalanches on you because you have to hit 3 Foul Plays. But I'm running Dark Pulse.
Yeah, and
I'll actually be able to slow these down.
And you had some energy advantage as well, doing, I think, if I remember correctly, 2 Snarls on the Umbreon. Exactly. So this is very favorable for you, Frostlass switching. And now you have a lot of energy here.
Yeah, I have a little bit of residual energy on Graveler as well. It has a good amount of health, and his Mandibuzz is really healthy still as well. So this is looking good for me. I think Dark Pulse really did save me there though, because if I had Foul Play, I would have definitely needed to take an Avalanche from that Frostlass, and I don't think I would have been high enough health to where I would be able to take out a Umbreon. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and you're forcing the Umbreon to throw his energy. You survive, and you will be able to land the Stone Edge. This is going to be huge, and even if you are knocked out by the Umbreon, you still had the Mandy in the back to clean up.
Exactly, but the Stone Edge just knocks it out, and it's a great game right there. Coming back from a bad lead, that did feel pretty good.
Let's move to game two. How do you think that CO is going to adapt? Because he got the lead there, but
Yeah.
maybe he wasn't prepared to your Crossel.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
back.
He was very weak to Crustle, so I'm kind of expecting him to bring Graveler this time, because Graveler is a really good Crustle answer in addition to Heracross. Basically, it's his only two Crustle answers. And well, you know what's really good against Heracross and Graveler on my team?
Yeah, I think I have an idea.
There it is. There it is. I brought the big man in, and it's up against this Graveler. You can't even see it. It's so huge. And well, he also brought the Heracross, so I got the perfect lead right here. And I think I'm saying, I don't know what did I run in the back? Oh, Mandibuzz and a Crustle. So I throw one Shadow Punch and I bring my Crustle because I want to keep it away from that Grav. This is looking quite good at this point. Just shield this up. Rock Blast would hurt.
Shielding and farming down. I guess that's the play to have some energy when the Graveler come back. Because even if it's a good matchup, the Graveler can't tank a Rock Slide here.
No, exactly. So it has to shoot it up. I just let this go. You know, Golurk only needs one more Mud Slap or maybe two.
Yeah,
to take this out.
Exactly. Golurk is a very unidimensional mon in this cup, but if you can switch lock the Golurk into such a mon, that's huge.
Yeah.
Here, unfortunately, your clock is not up yet, so you need to stay.
And this is not awesome as well because Manibus kind of with energy disadvantage is not great, but luckily I was able to get to the Shadow Punch right there, which forced a shield, and now I can just shoot this up and go for the Dark Pulse against this Frostlass. Oh, actually no shielded.
Yeah, no shield makes sense. You can still keep the shield for. Now you have to shield.
Yeah, I think I didn't count now, but I think during the game I was counting and I thought he was at 2 already, so I didn't want to CMP tie with him. I'd rather just get a little bit of extra energy so I can maybe throw a Dark Pulse at Graveler.
Yeah, indeed, you are two away from a move, and it should be enough to KO the Graveler. Very well played, good energy management.
Exactly, and well, Golurk just catching that lead right there really helped me kill that Graveler and that Heracross for sure.
Yeah, that Golurk immediately just kind of like just slapped it down.
Yeah, they were doing so much damage. It's crazy.
It kind of makes me want to build one up. I don't have one that has good PvP IVs. Is yours pretty optimal, or is it just kind of...
No.
Okay.
No. Well, it's okay. It's like rank 800.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that.
So
it's
average.
not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not great. It works. So I'm fine with it.
And you, Sergio, you're always bragging. Do you have the rank 1 on that as well?
No. Actually, I could check. Actually, I have
Just
a good rank. No, I have a good rank. I think it's like 50 or 60, but the IVs are like 8, 15 or something like that. So I'm like super lucky. And it's a bit the same with the Heracross. I mean, it's like a rank 50 or something like that, but IVs, they are like 8, 13 or something like that.
That is fine, right? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely I think
jealous.
even better than like a rank 1, because CMP shouldn't be a problem with such a thing. But Golurk, I think it's a good showcase. It's like a mon that is like super low in the rankings currently.
It's not that low, right?
Oh, I think it's...
Wait, where is it?
More than 100.
81. It's not terrible.
Okay.
But be honest, if you're actually looking at rankings, do you really try to pick anything below like 50? Although sometimes, I mean, a lot of the Pokemon serve a similar role, so you obviously don't want to have like rank 1 through 10 if like 3 of them are the exact same typings.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know, I think once a meta is more settled, once there's like a clear meta, you can start looking into some more off meta picks, which might not do so well against like the whole cup, but they just happen to do well against common cores, and these can come from like outside of the top 100, sometimes even the top 150. And still perform very, very well because they just beat what they need to beat without anything else fancy. But they work, definitely work.
Slash has a question. If you look at rankings, do you look at rankings or ratings?
What?
So, what exactly do you
What?
mean by like ranking, like PB Poke rankings? And what are ratings?
Yeah, I think by ratings it should mean the 500,
Oh, okay, like
600, etc.
I have to admit I do have a lot of like rank 2s or rank 1s of Pokemon that I probably will never use.
The number and the score, I get it. Yeah, when you have a PvP Poke ranking, you have like rank 1 through 100, but then you have the score on the right, and like the rank 1 is usually like 90. No, Manaba is like 92.8 and Graveler is like 92.3. Yeah, I mean, you kind of look at that because in most good metas, like the top 50, like in this meta, for example, the top 50 is still above 80, which is still very close to the 92 Mandibus has. So, yeah, you kind of look at that. Like, the closer these ratings are, the more similar in performance the Pokemon are, according to the rankings. So, yeah, kind of. Like, if you go at Master League, I mean, we all know from Master League, there are only like 30 like real meta Pokemon, and then now you also see that the score really drops off fast. So.
Oh, we got another question. When building teams, do you look at your threat score or the 4-letter grade matrix? Why not?
Honestly, in early team building, both. In late team building, you ignore it.
Ignore it all.
Yes.
Damn it all.
Yeah, basically. I mean, you can use it as a guidance, but honestly, you should just look at the meta teams and try to build a team which works well against them. And what I do when I'm really trying to do my best to build a team is I take tournaments, I take the winning teams, and I will put my teams against those teams and just start. You know, I don't battle against them. Well, sometimes I do, but in practice with my friends. But I would like theory craft my lines against them and see if I feel comfortable running my team into those meta teams. And if you can do that with a bunch of teams, you have a strong squad.
That's true.
Yep. I think the only advice here is the bulk stats. I think it's only important depending your play style. If you like to be like an aggressive player, then you don't care in a way of the bulk. You just want to burn shields. If you are more a conservative player,
Exactly.
I think it's important for you to have a bit of bulk in your team, so that you can comfortably no shield the first charge move, and so on and so on. So I think that
Exactly.
complement a bit what you are saying too. I think that's the most important stats.
Play style. Besides that, when you look at PvP Poke, it also like baiting Pokemon that win a lot because of baiting. You know, a Talonflame, a Haunter, which is a small charge move which doesn't hit that hard at all, and then a big charge move which hits very hard. They always rate very, very highly, but they need baiting, right? But there are also more consistent versions of those Pokemon which might perform better depending on your playstyle again. So.
Yeah.
And just
like,
how comfortable you are with certain Pokemon too. Like, you see Frostlass a lot, and some people really hate to use it, and some people really love to use it. And once you're kind of familiar with all the matchups and like, oh, I know that if this person brings in this on this count, then I'm basically going to win this match. Like, it's just how more familiar you get with the Pokemon are ones that you probably are going to want to use during the cups.
Exactly.
Yeah, and PvP Poke is definitely the best tool out there to help us, but there is nothing like practicing, like knowing that you can flip a matchup with one fast move advantage, those kind of things.
Speaking of practice, though, you have another practice cup. I'm just looking up the link for it real quick. So if you guys are interested in wanting to play,
it actually starts around this time. We're doing a Lunar Cup practice, so yeah. Wait, once you have the link, join up.
Yes,
Will probably be like a 5-6 round practice tournament. Hopefully, like 30 minutes per round. So
And
should be good fun.
maybe Martin can take his revenge time.
I don't know. I heard he's kind of washed up at this point. Like he's,
Yeah, kinda washed up. So good luck with that.
Oh, we're not on
We'll
him
see.
yet. No, we're okay. No spoiler there. We're on Green Babe.
Yes,
also, like,
Green.
He's a very good player as well. I see him a lot in the chats and.
He's a good player. He's also Dutch. He is a mold in my Twitch channel, always there. Joins a lot of our Flash Fridays. And well, he's bringing a very interesting team as well. Kofi Grigas. Like this cup has ghost types, but there just aren't ran that much. I mean, I've Golurk myself, but we haven't seen any others, I think.
Which
And
is
it's
surprising
because
so
dark
many
types are basically
yeah,
dominating.
I agree, but with all the
Yeah.
counter users that people are using as well, like ghost types are obviously the best answer for them. And Obstagoon, we were just having like a My PvP Academia kind of argument about whether Obstagoon is good or trash in this cup. And No Fun Pain Done is 100% behind Obstagoon being trash.
Wow. And I had lots of respect for that guy.
Until now.
Man. I honestly think this tournament has proven otherwise.
Yeah, we'll have to use you as the...
Yeah. Personally, I think Obstagoon might be the best mon in this cup, but that's only my advice. I think it can just beat everything, and we saw that if you get the boost, game is over. I mean, there's literally almost nothing that you can switch into a boosted Obstagoon in this cup.
Exactly. And it's also what I like about it. It's a fighter that does quite well versus Mandibus. Especially if it's running Snarl, you do very well there. And that's a good property to have in this meta.
Agreed. So what are you thinking when you're looking at this team then?
First off, I'm thinking Roselia. What the hell? But that was a Rose raid actually. He misclicked.
Oh, okay.
But that is a,
I was kind of
that is a
wondering as
Rose
well.
raid.
It was like super spicy green boob. This is making these graphics.
Yeah, but not that spicy. But no, that thing is actually kind of scary for my squad. You know, it can beat my Crustle, but that's more neutral. It can beat Graveler, can beat Obstagoon, can beat Eskov with the Weather Balls. Golurk, well, that just gets blown away by one Leaf Storm. And, well, Mandibus does well with. Unless he's running like Dazzling Gleam, which actually I've been thinking could be quite interesting.
Yeah,
Could be
especially
very
with
interesting.
all the darks running around. It's
Yeah.
not a bad answer.
That'd be cool. But yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna have to bring my Mandibus, which is okay because it's quite good against this team anyway. The hardest counters, the Crustle, but it's still okay. 2 Dark Pulses, it's down. Zwilus can be a bit of trouble since I'm running Snarl, but that's also fine. Goon could be a little trouble too, but like
At this point in the
I'm
tournament,
okay with it.
are you regretting running Snarl, or would you stick with it again if you were using Mandibuzz in your next tournament?
That's tough. I think I am. I think I like it. I like the Snarl. I think since I'm running Golurk, honestly, I think Air Slash might have been the better option. Because of the Goons and the other dark types that counter Golurk, maybe it's better synergy. But I still really enjoy the Snarl. Just because it's so flexible, you know, it's so flexible with the Snarl, whereas with Air Slash, it becomes more of a specialist, you know, in killing fighters and other dark types, basically.
All right, well, let's see how you do against him.
So that's mainly it. I think I end up bringing like Mandibus double fighter again. Obstagoon is just very strong against this team as well. Even the Roselia, like that's fine. Yeah, Mandibus lead. Oh no! Oh yeah, Crustle of course. Yeah, Crustle is incredibly good versus him.
That's a good point. And then we'd see here, now you're just praying that he doesn't get this double boost. And you can see immediately he's going for the cross chop, which is the better move, obviously, to go with against the Mandibuzz here. However, still doesn't do much compared to the counter damage, which is really going to be doing the heavy hitting against the Mandibuzz.
It does. And the Aerial Aces is such a bad move. So
Yeah, it
they are
really
doing
is.
some damage, but not that much.
This is a very, very neutral matchup. Yeah, like you were saying earlier, even though you running Air Slash would have been better against the Obstagoon, however, being able to get to those charge moves really quickly is a plus. Switching into the Crustle to tank this cross chop.
Yep. I switched to Crustle here because I am kind of very afraid of the Kofagrigas actually. If there's Kofagrigas in the back, that can just destroy my back line. So that's why I switch it in, saving the Manabus for the Kofagrigas. And now I throw my X's right before they can get to
Yep, really good counting there.
Yeah, they basically die with the move. Or they actually shoot it up and throw it right here, which is fine with me. At this point, I think I let it go.
Yep, it's low enough now, it's not going to be that threatening on anything else, and now you can use it as an energy advantage.
Exactly. I think I snarl it down.
That's so ballsy.
It is. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm not expecting Kofagrigas now, because he definitely would have brought it in. This is not great, though. This is not awesome. It's 5 potion jabs, but I try to catch it right here. Which I do also pressed by aerial ways, so I'm really hoping it fired right here on the CMP tie.
And let's see, yep, okay, you got lucky there, because they will probably immediately switch out, knowing that they have a pretty decent matchup against the Escadrille.
Yeah, I'm assuming
Escavalier, I mean. Yeah.
Okay, matchup here. And it's a Mandibus, so this is still gonna be quite close.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Escavalier doesn't normally have that good of a matchup against the Mandibus. You are running Mega Horn, which does a decent amount of damage just to almost anything. It's probably one of the better moves that the Escavalier can be running.
Definitely. I mean, it's one of the best moves in the game at the moment. It is a very, very powerful move. I'm gonna have to save my shields though, because the counters just do more on Mandibus than the Snarls do, and well, that Rose Raid is only 5 potion jabs away from another Weather Ball, which would one-shot me. So, gonna have to be careful there.
Yeah. And obviously, the problem with Escavalier is it does not resist the dark moves. So throwing this foul play here does a hefty amount of damage. You got to take it out. They switch out, which maybe is bad for them, to be honest.
Well, I think it was good for them because I couldn't farm down the Manibus. And now if the Manibus can get to another area ways first me, which they are close, I'm in trouble. So I've over farm here. I'm now 2 away. And at this point I was very scared. I was actually gonna die to a Snarl.
I was thinking the other way around. I was thinking that your only bet was that you could, or that you would have to snarl or counter down the Mandibus. But you're right, you probably wouldn't have got to it before they got to the foul play.
Exactly. But I am able to get the run just barely, and I take out the Mandibus. So it's a very, very close game right there.
Well, so what are your thoughts then? Are you going to try to adapt your line? Or are you saying like, okay, I won that and I know what I have to do, so I'm going to, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Well, yeah, I think somewhere along those lines, the Crustle can just did so much work. They have a poison jab Rose Raid, but kind of makes me less worried about it because now my Escavalier is stronger. Mostly I might even just lead Escavalier this time. But I think I just go with a similar plan. I mean, it worked. It worked. Or I bring the Graveler. Oh yeah, I bring the Graveler.
Oh, yeah. And then you're like, no, I don't want it there.
Rose, which is kind of bad.
But at least you got a Volt switch and then you switched, so at least you maybe have some energy on it, or did you switch immediately? I didn't check.
I switched immediately. Which is fine. I got some chip on the Rose Raid, basically bring it in like Rock Blast range almost, so it's good. In comes the Kofagrigas, I hit it with a Rock Slide. This is fine. At this point I'm gonna have to throw a move, I think, or I get to the X-Scissor, so they do. And this is beautiful farm down range.
Yes.
Beautiful farm down range for Mandibus.
Your Mandibus is just gonna take it all the way.
Yeah. I don't bother waiting out the switch timer because I want them to be locked in there, so this is amazing.
Yep. And obviously no shield on anything. None of the moves that the Kofagrigas will throw is going to be effective on the Mandibus. And now
I think this is why running Kofagrigas is quite risky, because a Mandibus with energy is very scary.
Yes.
It's very scary.
And Mandibus seems to be everywhere.
Sorry?
Mandibus seems to be everywhere so far.
Yeah. It is on every team. This is not great though, because I get my Graver back on the Rose Raid, but since I brought in a Rock Blast range, just kind of fine. I think I outpace him to the moves, and they're gonna have to hit a Leaf Storm to kill me, which is a lot of energy.
Yep, and then it would obviously be less strong for going in against the Mandibus, which would allow you to farm a little bit again. So.
Yep. Yeah, but I just decide to double shield right here. I think I get to 3 Rock Blasts before they get to Weather Ball, Leaf Storm. So even if they double bait, I'll be alright here.
Yep, so now you're choosing to double shield up, gonna go ahead and get a little bit of extra energy, take out the Roserade, and then you're in a good position against that Mandibuzz as well.
Yeah, I just really hope the Mandibuzz can't get to, or doesn't kill me with the foul play.
But even if so,
if it
I
does,
mean,
it's still gonna get
yeah,
very, very
exactly,
close.
yeah. Chip damage is chip damage here, and you're taking it down with a super effective move, so...
Yeah, and I should be able to get to the Rock Blast here at least. Yeah, this is now game over because my Mandibuzz is way more health than his Mandibuzz.
You're in a
And
super
still,
comfortable
take an area
position.
sword as well.
Oh yeah, you already... So at this point, I mean, you guys are one-on-one, Mandibuzzes, no shields left on either side, and you have energy and health advantage, so I mean, this is pretty much in the... Oh, looks like he realizes it as well.
It was game over.
No,
That would still take an hour. So.
Exactly. We don't need to
Save
make
some
this
time.
any longer than it has to be.
Yep.
So, my goodness, you have not dropped a game yet. I mean, that's probably not necessarily true. I mean, maybe you've dropped some of the other rounds that we're not showing, but you've won game one and game two.
I'm actually 12-0 at this point.
Are you really?
Yes.
Very nice. And now you're up against
feeling good.
the previous best player of the Netherlands.
Yes, we face him again in Eloquence. I think everyone knows him, right?
Ooh, the count wants to know, why are you running Dark Pulse over Foul Play on your Mandibuzz?
Well, for real, I honestly thought I was running Foul Play, but I forgot to TM it. I honestly forgot to TM it. I didn't think about it. I was running Dark Pulse in Open Great League.
But do you want a concrete reason for running Dark Pulse? You see the last game, Dark Pulse will have KO'd the Graveler.
But I will run Dark Pulse again. I will definitely run Dark Pulse again. I think Dark Pulse is the way to go because it just does more. We saw it in this previous game, Dark Pulse would have killed the Graveler, and we saw it in my games versus CO is a Beast, where the Dark Pulse make me able to Dark Pulse the Frostlass and farm it down.
And because Frostlass is never expecting, and they know, okay, I can tank a Foul Play just the same way that a Mandibuzz can tank an Avalanche. But yeah, that Dark Pulse, that I think at that point, just under the screen, he was thinking.
Don't start the next Academy fight, Foul Play versus Dark Pulse.
We're already on your side about the Obstagoon, but I have to agree. I kind of like the Dark Pulse on the Mandibuzz.
I
think it's the way to go.
I'm always playing Mandy with Dark Pulse personally, just like you, Otto, in Open Great League. I like more Dark Pulse.
Yeah.
I mean, you do a little bit more damage. For example, with Dark Pulse, you can beat Registeel in Open Great League or in Remix Cup. I think that you have a slightly better G-Fisk matchup as well.
You do.
Small things like that for like 5 more energy are worth it.
I will say that
I think it doesn't really show in the Sims, like the advantage you get. So I used to be Team Foul Play for the longest time, but I tried it out once, and it's such a difference, to be honest. It is so much better. It just feels so much nicer. A tiny bit of extra damage really helps.
I was going to say, if you are running Air Slash on your Mandibuzz, though, it's probably safer to run Foul Play because Air Slash
100%.
takes longer to get to begin with, so just kind of keep that in mind if you are running this for a cup and you're debating between Snarl and Air Slash and Foul Play. Dark Pulse, these are the considerations you need to take.
Yes,
and I agree, Pogo Joel, this will be a pretty hype match.
Yeah, I was excited. I always love fighting Martijn in Eloquence. Of course, he's just an amazing battler, and well, we are very even. He likes to say I never win against him, but no, we are very even in our games. So yes, it's always very exciting.
And what are your thoughts when you look at his team? He's also running some spicy things. You have a very similar thought in the double counter. You haven't seen that very much yet, but you guys are both doing it.
Yeah, when I look at his team, I see Obstagoon is really, really strong. He only has his own Obstagoon. Well, basically both of his counter users to answer it. And the Frostlass is kind of okay versus it as well, to be honest. Like, an Avalanche does a lot of damage. So I'm actually really expecting him to bring at least Escavalier and probably the Frostlass to be okay versus the Obstagoon. Third could really be anything. When I look at my team though, again, the Obstagoon is damn strong. And then I think the Mandibuzz pairs quite well with that as well. Because Mandibuzz really only has to worry about the Magnezone. And Obstagoon does kill it. And then there's a third, could really be anything, to be honest. I think Crustle is just a very good generalist here. I think what I end up doing here is I lead Obstagoon. And of course there I'm scared of Escav lead. So I bring Crustle as my pivot. Hardest counter on his team is the Magnezone, which I would be fine with, because I can chip that down. They can't kill me in one charge move, so I can definitely chip it down. And I can, after the Crustle dies, I can take it out with Obstagoon, and then hopefully Mandibuzz can do some work. Let's say he does bring it. So
something interesting is that Inadequance has like a few months that if you give them energy advantage can be really threatening.
Yes.
Thinking about the Frostlass, thinking about the Magnezone, even the Gengar. I mean, depending on the moveset of the Gengar, it could be some troubles for your team. So that could be a strat as well on his side to softly lose lead, farm down with one of those mons and blow your backline.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Inadequance, if you are still in the chat, I see you just admitted that you and Tho are actually quite equal. If you want to put your thoughts at all about his team composition or why you chose to do what you did, feel free to justify your loss.
Loss? Spoilers?
We knew you swapped, right? We already said that at the beginning.
You know, I think his thoughts when he saw my team is basically just shitting his pants. If I was to guess, I would probably just upon seeing my name. Oh my! He gets the great lead though. He going straight away. He gets the great lead.
This is a great. Okay, and he's answering with the Svelus, meaning he is definitely not bringing the Magnezone in this first game.
Yeah, I think I said it wrong before. My plan was bait out the Magnezone with the Mandy actually, so the Crustle could sweep. That was my plan. So, but no Magnezone comes out, so you're right. Probably no Magnezone in the back. Zwilus though, it's not too bad for Mandy. I do win the zeros.
Yeah, and yes, exactly. You win the zeros, and it's probably good to see as well the Stylus at this stage for you.
Yeah. I think I get quite lucky at this point because the areaways fired there because it was a fake CMP. Those don't always happen, so I got lucky with it triggering there. Otherwise, I would have gotten hit by another body slam, which does allow me to get to the Dark Pulse here. So that might have mattered right there. But that is part of the game at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately. And this Dark Pulse, if it goes unshielded, will do tons of damage. And here Inadequance is committing to the farm down.
I'm really curious to see what he has in the back now, because, well, basically his hardest Obstagoon answer is gone. And, well, does he have anything that can take out my gun? It will be interesting to see. I do shoot this up. It's another Jurun. And he brings in the Frostlass, so this is pretty good. But also, it's not amazing, because, I mean, these smackdowns are nice, but I'm still gonna have to hit, like, 3... Night Slashes to kill this thing.
Yeah, and he's trying to farm you, totally farm you down. You are going to be able to throw X-Scissor here.
Yep. This will definitely burn our shield. I think he's in the red at the moment, so this will almost knock him out, or knock him out. Another one coming through. Take both of his shields. He farms you down, I switch to the gun. At this point, he needs 2 Avalanche to take me out.
Yeah, so... And still, if he knocks the Obstagoon out, you are just won the game with the Crustle there.
Well, the Crustle was at 1 HP, so if he would have knocked me out with Frostlass, I would have definitely lost. But
yeah,
I don't think he was even close, or he was like a couple powder stones away still from the Avalanche. So this was a safe farm down right there. It's a great game.
So how do you think Inadequance is going to adapt for game 2?
Well, I'm kind of scared. I think he's still gonna bring Yeskov. That's for sure. At this point, though, we didn't bring the Golurk for a while. So I wasn't really a fan of the Golurk in this matchup. But I was like, all right, I gotta run it. I gotta try it out. This is a practice tournament, so I was gonna run that, and I was honestly expecting, not expecting him to bring the Frostlass again, because I basically brought 3 answers last game, which makes it a pretty safe lead, considering he's likely leading the Yeskov again for my Obstagoon. So that's what I end up doing, leading the Golurk, not expecting the Lass, probably with. I don't really remember what I bring in the back. Probably the Mandy Crustle again. Because it's just solid. But he does lead the Frostlass, and I switch it to my Crustle right there. Brings in his Zwilus. This is quite okay.
So it's quite okay for you, Zwilus not being the best answer to the Crustle.
Yeah.
And Inadequance is trolling in chat.
Yeah, a great read. What you all don't see is Inadequance sitting behind his desk, watching the stream while he's playing this game. He definitely sniped me right here. No, this is not true. Just a great lead by him.
Yeah, and this
she shoots up. This is
shielding
really
the
nice.
X-Scissor, so he's now down a shield, and yeah, he can farm you down to maintain switch advantage. But yeah, you are going to come with the Mandy here, and
Get some farm.
yeah, and soak all this energy. These body slams, those body slams are not doing that much.
And in comes the Magnezone. This is not great for Mandibus, but Golurk does love this. So if I could get like a Mud Slap off on this, that'd be great. Look at this Dark Pulse damage. That's really nice.
Aggressively, and Inadequance was like waiting for this, and yeah, throwing the Shadow Punch. That's going to be huge.
Exactly.
Matchup.
I mean, Golurk generally does lose to Frostlass, but having the Shadow Punch coverage is really, really nice. Almost knocks out the Frostlass. Now we're just gonna farm it down with one more Mud Slap. Now the Magnezone comes in and it doesn't survive this. So it's a great game right there again. That's I think the best Golurk game I had all day for sure.
And definitely, even if you lost, the Golurk really paid off in this game too.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry,
Martin.
Martin.
Actual best game? No. We're not gonna see the third. In a third, well, I did lose, but I gave him the win. You know.
Yeah, you felt bad for him. Yeah.
He's my teammate. He is my teammate in faction, so I gotta keep his spirits up. So I didn't want to 3-0 him. So I just decided to use a very dumb shield at the end of the game, shielding a mirror shot from a Magnezone with my Golurk.
Yeah, he's already playing it out on the chat. He's like, no, guys, he shielded a mirror shot.
No, I accidentally misclicked the shield in that game.
I do think it's funny. He was saying that he was on your stream for 3 hours, which gives him plenty of ample opportunity to check out the movesets. But he didn't recognize that your Mandibuzz was on Snarl rather than Air Slash, or that it had Dark Pulse. Which I think game 1. I mean, obviously, that wouldn't have been fair anyway to try to check out your moveset ahead of time or anything like that, even if it is a practice tournament. But shielding the Dark Pulse could have really flipped that first matchup.
Definitely. But even if he had gone shields down there, I think I would have still been fine. Mm-hmm. Just having the Goon versus the Frostlass there, and the Mandy versus the Escaf, or in that case, once my Mandy is gone, I would have Crustle versus the Escaf. I would have been quite fine, I think, still.
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, that was a brilliant showcase. Did you win against? Did you 3-0 everyone except for Inadequance in this practice tournament?
Yes.
That's pretty damn impressive. And
it was a good tournament.
We don't
but it's
doubt
always
that you're impressive.
These first tournaments, people are just trying to get a grasp. So tomorrow it's gonna be.
Yeah. Let me put that back in the chat again for people. So yeah, obviously Thomas talked about it a little bit again. You host tournaments every Friday pretty much, but it's not always Silph, but Silph is now, picking back up so everyone can get their chance to get in some practice here. Maybe Martin has a chance to get some revenge. I don't know.
I hope to face him again.
And the season is starting officially tomorrow, so that's great. If you want to try your team, stress test your team, it's a good opportunity for you.